Man, got a good one for you today. Great episode. Excited to get it to you. But as always, first, I got a couple announcements. Liv Rishi, big shout out to these guys. They've been supporting the show since the beginning, and I've been using their products as well for a long time. And if you've not jumped on the CBD train, this is the perfect opportunity. Jump over to livrishi.com, use the code word table, let them know I sent you, and you're going to get 50% off. Yep, half off. So check out their tinctures, Rishi Rub. They got some beard oil. They got everything you need in the CBD department. And it's all organic, third-party tested, and just great company, great people. Check it out. Huge news. My new merch store is open, and I'm super proud of it. It's consumed my time for the last 2-3 weeks, and there's still some finishing touches that I need to do, but I am not one for analysis paralysis, so I want to get it up and running, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback from it, even from perfect strangers that catch it. I put it on Shopify, so it's a bigger platform, and real easy to navigate, looks great, and these phrases and sayings that you're going to come across, this is not how I want to say, it's not dust collectors and tchotchkes, man. They're hoodies, they're hoodies and t-shirts. That's what I live in, hoodies and t-shirts. Hats, I live in hats. And the sayings that I put on them, if you've been around me long enough, you've been listening to the show, you know this is the shit that I talk about all the time. I just went and put it on some merchandise. And part of the reason for that is to support the show here, you know, for my cost. And, you know, who doesn't love a good hoodie? And the biggest reason is for me firing up this merch store is moving forward, I'll be supporting local organizations. And this one we fire off with Forever Healing Invisible Wounds. And Gio is a combat vet. He came out, got his shit together, and started this organization. And they help the women, men, and families of the armed forces and anybody. This dude don't turn down anybody. You need some help, you give him a call. And I'll have the link in the show notes. And proceeds go to this dude's organization and until March. And then every quarter, I'm going to find another local organization. We're just going to keep rolling it. I love giving back. I'm blessed with an amazing life and family, and I just want to give some of that back. So if you want to support, that would be great. Jump over waltzkitchentable.com in the merch store. Now, God damn it, let's get on to the show because it's a good one. Welcome to Walt's Kitchen Table, where I feature captivating stories from fascinating people. Andre, this fucking cat, dude, I enjoy spending time with this guy, and I know you're going to too. And let me tell you something we talk about. How about all the beauty in this country? You know, I think that's overlooked. He's a motorcycle enthusiast, which, you know, as I am. And we talk about that and crashing motorcycles, childbirth and family. How about pause tapes? See what I did there? Oh, gotcha, huh? You're pointing at the radio. The story that he talks about, that he tells how he became a professional voiceover actor, and he's been doing that for over 20 years. He's comfortable in front of the mic, and he sounds good. Wait till you hear that, ladies. I'm just going to say that. And some of the guys that you might have heard of, you know, they're just some random dudes. Well, this guy calls them by their first name. So let's get to it.
Become a little bike.
When did a 900 become a little bike?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man, because my first bike.
Well, let's save it. Let's.
No, we're recording, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, this is how we do it.
Sorry.
So my first bike was a 600.
Me too.
Radian, I think, from Yamaha. I'm a huge Yamaha fan.
Okay.
Everything I ever owned was Yamaha. I did own a Honda four-wheeler at one point.
Okay.
But everything else is Yamaha.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, when you're young, you got all the inlines and the fast bikes and all that.
Yes.
And then I was introduced to a V-twin, and I never looked back.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it, dude.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
I know. Oh, listen. I was the inline guy myself. You know, Cowie's EX6 was the first one, and then I was like, I need something a little meatier, and I went from that to that TL1000, that V twin. It's a wrap. It was a
Yep.
wrap. You know, and I went back to the Cowie because I had to get rid of the TL because I was moving back from California back to New York, and my ex was pregnant with the kid and the whole 9 yards. I mean, we used to lane split in LA on the 101 to go to the midwife meetings, and she's like pregnant, belly bumping up against my back on the bike.
And lane splitting at 70 miles an hour.
70
right?
miles an hour. Yeah. Like, really, we gotta go.
Oh, I love it, dude.
It
I
was
love
awesome. It was awesome.
There,
It was
I mean,
awesome.
there's nothing like riding a motorcycle.
nothing. Oh, that's cool. That's cute.
You like that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. That was from the wedding. Ace of Spades and the Queen of Hearts, bro.
All right,
That's
Neil.
it. Come on now. I was the Queen of Hearts. Just so you know.
That's funny. No,
But
that's funny.
did you know we crashed in L.A.?
I'm sorry.
Val and I had a motorcycle accident like a year and a half ago.
With
2 years
her
ago?
on the back?
Yeah.
Dude.
You didn't know that? I didn't tell you
No.
that? I've talked about it on the show before, but I'll recap here. Her dad lives in San Francisco, and her family, the rest of her family lives in San Diego. So what we would do for years, we'd go out see her dad, and then we'd find some cool way to go down the PCH,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And if you go to the PCH, you got to go southbound
Okay.
because you're on the outside.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So one year we did a Camaro, which was super fun. And then one year I was like, fuck it, dude, let's get a motorcycle. And I've rented them before from Easy Ride.
Rent a Harley or something?
Yeah, you can rent
Yeah.
mostly Harleys, but they got some other options. But brand new 2019 Street Glide. The only thing that pissed me off, man, as soon as I got that bike, got it up to speed, and there's a wobble. Had 400 miles on it. I was like, "There's a wobble in the handlebars at speed," and I was like, "Other than that, the fucking thing was amazing. It was a great the power of that thing was awesome.
I'm sure.
you know." And we go down the PCH. We see her friends in L.A. and then we come out of 405, just cruising. Dude, got Kid Rock cranking on the stereo, just kick back, and that was the problem. I was kicked back, relaxed on the 405. And a guy merged and slammed on his brakes. Sent Val and I sprawling about 60 miles an hour across 4 lanes of 405 traffic. Totaled that bike.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I had a big fucking contusion on my ass. Nothing happened to her. She got banged, had a couple bruises like on her knees. But she popped up.
She shot up? Sure.
Yeah, you don't got no. I don't care who you are. You ain't got no fucking control. But you
No,
think you're
you
going to
don't.
control it, right? My first reaction is like, I need to stay away from all the traffic,
Right.
right? But again, you're not fucking controlling anything.
No,
you
not
know,
at that
you might
speed.
as well throw your hands up and
Go,
to the
I
universe,
got, all right,
right?
whatever. Yep.
And I tried to make it slide to the right to get away from traffic. And when I did that, the back tire caught and it bounced and it popped her off the back like
Yeah, she was a toy. Yeah.
Yep. And she landed basically on her hands and knees, and I slid with the motorcycle. And I was doing like this swim move, trying to look back to see how
Right,
she was doing, you know.
right.
And I saw that she was out on the side of the road. That was it, dude. I thought the last thing I was going to see was the grill of a Range Rover. You know, but everything went good.
Hey, you guys are still here, and that's
yeah,
all
but
that matters.
there's 2 types of riders, man.
Those who have gone down and those who will go down.
Go down. Or going.
Because you're going.
You're
That's
going,
it.
dude. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I had mine. West Side Highway, Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
45, 50 miles an hour, September 2000. Same thing. Lincoln Town car. All of a sudden, I'm on the TL. I was bored. I was living uptown at the time. I shoot downtown. Went to this little restaurant / club that I know, Guernica. I mean, it was like, I remember this thing like it was yesterday. I'm on my way back. West Side Highway, moon was out. It was a gorgeous night. And, 45, 50 miles an hour. And out of the blue, I'm like, that car in front of me is not, oh,
Shit.
exactly.
Is that your phone?
Yeah, I'll turn this thing off. And so, you know how it happens and everything goes in slow motion. It's like woo, 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 and everything slows down. I look to the left, look to the right, too many cars. I'm like, I can't lay this thing down. Somebody's gonna roll over my head. Jump. I slam on the brakes. Bike starts skidding sideways. When I got close enough, I just jumped. My thigh hit the trunk. The bike smacked up against my lower leg on the right side, and I shot up in the air and went over the car front to back. I flipped over in the air, hit the top of the car, landed on my feet just in front of the passenger door. That was it.
And you're like looking in the passenger door, like,
And I'm
what's
like,
up, bro?
I'm like, I'm standing there, like, pat myself down. I hold on to my junk. I'm like, okay? Oh, God.
Yeah.
And the dude comes around. He's like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I was like, you really need to shut up right now.
Yeah.
You really need to shut up.
Well, I was so fucking pissed. I came off the road because some guys on bikes stopped and it crunked the front fender onto the tire so it wouldn't roll. So I'm sitting there, the guys are holding the bike up, and I'm sitting there jerking the front fender trying to get the front tire free. And so I get it off the road, and I had a little knucklehead helmet, just a little half helmet.
Yeah.
And I had it cocked, dude, like halfway behind me, and I'm walking up to the dude that slammed down his brakes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and I was...
You're like going to smash him.
Oh, I was... Dude, if my wife wasn't there, he would have been knocked the fuck out.
That's right.
I was so pissed, dude.
That's right.
Part of it was my fault, because shit, dude, but that's why they call it an accident.
Hello.
Yep. But you got your new bike, you got new pipes on it, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, I ain't seen them yet.
It sounds...
I ain't heard you yet, so it might not be that great.
No.
Oh,
It
come
sounds
on.
so much better. So much better. Really sounds good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I was stopped at a light actually a couple days ago. It was like about a week or so. And this guy pulls up. He's like, dude, your bike sounds great.
Oh, you'd love it, dude,
my
when somebody does that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the best. It's really just the best.
Nice. Been on any good rides?
I found one actually that I really, really like. I shoot up 23, take 202 and kind of go up that way. And
we're in New Jersey, by the way,
yes.
for people who are listening.
This is New Jersey. And there's this one road, like we kind of follow it around and it's not bad. And then we go up to this one road, Germantown Road. And you take that to this road, Macoupin.
Beautiful, huh?
It's just gorgeous. It's quiet, 2 lanes, canopies with the trees and the leaves, and you're screaming through there. And there's a couple nice big sweepers, and you're leaned over. It's
Got a sweetie hanging on to you, right?
well, not usually. I just go by myself because
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bud. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But because eventually the sweetie will get back on when she starts acting right. No, let me stop.
The last bike I had, I made it a single seater. Mm-hmm. And if you heard the story before, I apologize, but it's a great story. I got completely fucked up, and that was my buddy and I. We used to ride, and I don't tell anybody that this is cool. Don't do this. Do not do this.
Don't.
But riding with a buzz.
The best.
Oh, anyway.
But
so
do
moving
not
on.
do this.
Don't do that. So we took it a little too far one night, as we normally would, and I would wear sunglasses, obviously, during the day, and then I would have, because my leather coat was wrapped in a bundle on my handlebars.
Oh,
You
cool.
know that classic
Oh,
look.
that's
Dude, it looked
smart.
fucking amazing, right?
That's dope.
So I would put clear safety glasses there.
Okay.
So at night,
Swap them out.
swap
You're
them
good.
out, right? So we didn't expect to be gone that long. I didn't have any clear safety glasses. We stayed really late. It was really dark, and I was really drunk. So I get to the light. I'm getting home. And I'm going home. And I'm like, just fucking concentrate, dude.
It's like, please just get home.
And I'm sitting at the light.
With the ape hangers?
18-inch shapes, baby. Sitting there sounding like a drag car at the light, you know. Oh, yeah. Sound like it's going to stall at any minute, you know. I love that bike. And all of a sudden I hear this, hey. And I was like, what the fuck, you know? And I'm like in a cloud, right? So I'm like, I look. And here's this woman coming, jaywalking across the intersection.
Oh, my God.
She's like, I need a ride. And I'm like, what? And she jumps on the back of my bike, dude. No shit. Sits right on the back fender. And she puts her legs around me, wraps her legs around me. And she had high heels on.
Shut
dude,
up.
And I'm all fucked up. And the first thing I thought of was, she's going to scratch my paint. I was like, oh, God, she's going to scratch the paint.
You're not thinking about a heel in your balls or anything.
No, dude. It's fuck that, dude. That can heal. I can scratch my paint. And she's like, I need a ride home. And the light turns, and I'm like, I can't draw any attention. Shoom, I take off. She's like, turn here, do. She's like, I live right up here. I pull over to the side, and she's getting off the bike, and, you know, she's doing her, hey, you want to come in kind of thing. And all of a sudden, just like out of a fucking movie, dude, the front door kicks open, and some dude's like, who the fuck? And I was like, dude, I left her standing there looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what the hell just happened.
Out of here. Yeah, no.
And I get home to the garage, pull in, and I smell that cheap fucking perfume, dude. It's all over me. God. And I'm like, how do I
explain this?
Yeah, right? I'm like, this is not cool.
No.
But it all worked out. But yeah, that was something. Just out of the blues, you came over and piled on and
motorcycles have a way of
doing shit like that,
doing
right?
Shit
I know it. I love it. That's why I love riding them, man.
Listen, I was riding home last night, and I pull up to this light. Me and my buddy Sean, he's on the Aprilia.
Is that the dude I met out in the parking lot?
Exactly. Yeah. So we're making all this noise. We pull up at this light. I was like, hey, you know, say what's up. And this all of a sudden, this girl, like, she's smiling and cheesing and like, hi.
Oh,
hi.
Yeah.
I keep going. He peels off to go home, and I'm just kind of tooling, you know, to make my way home. I stop at another light, and all of a sudden, right beside me, and she's cheesing like freaking Ronald McDonald. She's like,
hey, baby.
And I'm like, are you trying to get some? Like, what the hell?
You want some of this?
You want some of this? Oh, mess with the chocolate boy wonder, you crazy? Come on now. Man, I just took my ass home. I was like,
well, I always thought if they're willing to track you down like that, come on, dude. What's the longevity of something like that?
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna end.
Now, if that's you're looking for something for kind of a fun time for 20 minutes or so, you know,
you're like, girl, this be the best 90 seconds of your life.
Does that include drive time or what?
God, I hope not.
Well, yeah, it's been a while, right? Depending how long it's been.
Oh God.
But man, I've been all over the country, man, on a bike.
That's awesome.
I've seen some incredible things and had some incredible fun times, and just working on them, wrenching on them, flying down the road, knowing that you
did the work,
sweat and blood is in there, you know, and your thought, and you make it your own.
Yeah.
Right. That's one thing with bikes, man. Sure you can. They're cool. Some of these stock bikes are cool, dude. But to give them personality,
that's right.
Yeah. Put 18-inch shapes on them. See what happens. See how many people talk to you after that. Exactly. You want to ride my bike? Fuck no. Good. That's why.
Good. Exactly. Yeah. It's crazy. No, I love my little girl. I love Wheezy. She's a good girl.
You know you call it Wheezy?
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Yeah, she's Wheezy because, gosh, this is a crazy story. So when my first bike, my buddy Jason, he was like my brother, man. He passed away at 33, lung cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was crazy. But his bike was named Wheezy. So before he passed, someone had bought him a trip to Hawaii. When he found out he couldn't go, they were like gonna go in and like remove a lung, and they couldn't because the cancer was wrapped around his heart and this and that. So he was just like, dude,
God damn.
Yeah, he was.
Was
like,
that a genetic thing, or was that?
You know, I think it might have been. because it was just out of the
33,
yeah,
right?
it was just out of the blue. It just didn't make any sense. Tall, good-looking guy in shape, the whole thing. And he was like, "I'm not going on this trip, Trace. I need you to take this trip for me." I was like, "All right, fine." So he passes. I take the trip. I go to Hawaii, and I was like, "I have to do stuff that I think he would do, and he would do." Man, I rented a bike and rolled around that island. Found me a nice quiet piece of beach all to myself. On the way back, I'm cutting through Oahu. And there's this road that literally cuts through the middle of the island. Comes up, comes over. And there's this canopy of trees, and it was just gorgeous. It starts raining, but it's like a sun shower. I pop out on the other side into Waikiki Beach. And the most incredible rainbow I've ever seen in my life. Like you could reach out and touch it. It was like, taste the rainbow.
Oh, that's awesome,
It was incredible. I get back to the room. I'm like, wow, that was great. I open up the sliding door on this balcony and all of that. I'm looking out onto the beach. I'm just hanging out. And all of a sudden, I feel this cold breeze. And I was like, what the... And there's this gorgeous little bird comes and sits on the rail. And I'm like, and the bird's looking at me. I'm like, Jay, that's you?
What up, bro?
What's up, man? Had a little convo. He broke out, and I was like, I did the right thing.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
Yeah. We gotta recognize those moments, man. When I believe in that other side stuff. They come back and they talk to us. Man.
Yeah.
But that's just
Halloween's my favorite holiday, so the other side stuff, man. I get into the spooky stuff and then but one thing though about what you were saying, you come around that corner, right? Mm-hmm. With the rain. And one thing cool about a bike is you can smell and feel the difference in the air pressure.
Yep.
You can smell it. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Something like that happened to me. We were going through Yellowstone.
Wow.
Right? That's like another fucking planet, dude.
Real? I've never been.
Oh, dude, you got to go to Yellowstone.
I got to do it on a bike.
You do it on a bike, even better.
Right.
Because I was out in Colorado, so we went up.
Sure.
But going through Yellowstone, you're even in a car, you're like, this can't be fucking real.
Really? Just like the trees and the...
Yeah, and like the shit bubbling up from the ground and all these...
wild.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's hard to explain. You just got to do it. Okay. You just got to see it. So coming out of Yellowstone toward Jackson Hole,
okay,
like you're looking around, you see in the horizon, yeah, everything's beautiful, and you come around the corner, boom, fucking Tetons. It's the strangest thing in the world, and they look fake. Yeah, because you don't see them like if you're going across the country toward like Colorado, you can see the Front Range forever before you reach it, right? But for some reason, the way the Tetons were, unless I was fucked up, but that was beside the point. It's just like I didn't even notice them, and it's like, how do you not notice them until they were right in front of your face? And when I talk to people about that, they're like, "Yeah, I felt the same thing happened to me." Wow. And I'm like, "No shit, okay, I'm not too messed up then."
Right? Exactly.
And the Tetons, man.
Really?
Those look like somebody went. It looked like what's his name, the painter, the famous painter, Bob.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross went. You know what? I'm just going to put a little mountain right here. That's what it looks like, and it's like
Jesus. What is?
And then it looks like a fifth grader drew it. They don't look real, dude. They don't look real, and it's the coolest thing. Wow. If you ever get to see the Tetons up close, they're awesome.
There's some incredible stuff in this country. I remember driving back from L.A. to New York, and just amazing. Just amazing. It was the same thing for me with the Grand Canyon. Like when you walk up on it, you're like, where's this big hole in the ground?
Whoa!
You're like, what the? Jeez. And then they have these I guess they built them up now, and they have these clear pathways that kind of go out a bit.
You wouldn't do those?
No, hell
I'd
no.
be all over that, dude.
Bro,
I'd be shitting my pants the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd do it.
I'd be like, got to change the drawers in the car? Okay, I'm good. I can do it. Let's go. But
I might put my depends on.
Exactly.
Get on out there. There's so much beautiful stuff in this country.
Yeah, there is.
People, you just got to get out and see it. And check your ego. and just go check it out, man. Just look at it.
Exactly.
And take a minute and go,
Wow.
that's cool.
And you realize just how small we are.
Oh. When's the last time something happened to you where you went, I really ain't shit in this whole spectrum of a world and universe? You ever have one of those moments?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When my kids were born.
Oh, no. I did not expect you to say that.
Mm-hmm.
No shit. So
Both of them were born at home with a midwife in the birthing tub. And when
sorry, I got to interrupt you real quick. A birthing tub was just like a kiddie pool blown up in the living room?
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, hey,
yeah. It's this plastic thing, and it has bolts on the side, and you kind of put it together, and they, like, each person who gets it, you have to take it to the next couple. So it just kind of gets passed around. I mean,
that's really neat.
But like, you get a new line, everybody gets a new liner and all that, you know. So, like, when my son was born, we're in LA, and the thing comes, I put the liner in it. I'm just like, I'm not gonna fill it up now. I mean, it's got to get filled up with hot water. So I'm gonna boiling water one night at a time. So I just left it alone. So it's time. I get the water in the thing, and Michelle's in the thing in the tub, and the midwife is there, and she's having a tough time in the water trying to figure out how to, because you're floating.
So Michelle is floating.
She's kind of floating in this pool, and she's having a tough time like pushing because she's got nothing to lean against.
Okay.
And the midwife looks at me and goes, "Get in." I was like, "Excuse you?" And she was like, "Get in the tub. Get in the fucking tub with her right now." I was like, "Okay." I get in the tub. I'm behind her holding on to this thing so she has something to lean against so she can push.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I'm in the front row.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
In the front row. And I was just like, I am navalent. I am nothing.
And that kid pops out and you're just like.
It's a miracle. You witness childbirth is a miracle. I was real lucky at the time. I had a mentor in Lawrence Fishburne. And yeah, man. Yeah. Fish helped me a lot during that whole process. He was like, dude, women and soldiers, it's like, your lady's about to go to war.
Yeah.
It's like, women die in childbirth, bro. Like, so don't take this shit lightly. So I was just like, really? He was like, dude, you about to see some shit. I was like, okay.
I can see it.
It's like, you about to see some shit. Morpheus style or something. Yeah. And I was just like, all right, okay. Wow. And then with Taylor, now Miles,
the big one.
The big one's Austin.
Okay.
The big one's Austin. The little one's still big, but But Miles was born at my mother's house out on Long Island here in New York. And that was a trip too, because it's like, I'm in the basement of my mother's house, like where I grew up, and my kid is born. And I'm just like, wow, this is a trip. And what really tripped me out was as the kid starts growing, 2 and 3 years old, we go to visit my mother, and inevitably we're in the kitchen talking and this and that and hanging out, everybody having a good time drinking, whatever. And somebody would go, "Where's Taylor?" And I'd go downstairs, and this kid, every time we went to my mother's house, would go down to the spot where she was born and just sit there and play.
No shit.
I was like, damn, ain't that some shit? Like would go to her little entrance point.
Yeah.
It's like, now I know
she came in the world.
This is where I came in at. So, it was crazy. It's wild, man. You'll see.
I was going to say, when Vale, so those who don't know, expecting our first child. And nice. Thanks. And to add a little to that, I was sterile for a long time. You didn't know? Well, I don't know.
No, I didn't know that.
I got really sick, carried a super heavy fever, like 105.2.
No shit.
For like 2 days, right? I remember being in the hospital because back when I was in my early 20s, you're a man, I can kick this by myself and yada, yada, yada.
Of course.
And my girlfriend at the time was like, "We got to take you to the hospital." I'm like, "I'm fine. I just get sick once in a while. I'll kick this thing."
Leave me alone. Right.
And then my throat swelled up and I couldn't swallow.
Oh shit.
So it's like, we're going to the fucking hospital.
Right.
You know, I could kind of breathe, but I couldn't like drink or anything. Okay, now dehydration, right? So you could see my collarbone. You could see like my skull. I mean, I lost all sorts of crazy fucking weight. And my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at that time was like, you're burning up. I can't even get near you. We're taking you to the hospital. It was crazy. So I get to the, you know, they come out in a wheelchair. She goes in and they come out with a wheelchair and take me in.
Right.
And they put me on a gurney. And I remember getting into the hospital room, or not the room, kind of like the little place in the ER.
Yeah. Triage, right.
Yeah, and this big old black orderly looking down at me going, you lucky man. And I was like, of course, I'm all delirious.
Right.
So I just kind of gave him a look. He goes, 106, we pull a sheet over your head.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I was like, so they didn't know how to, like, they didn't know what was the matter with me. They had no idea. It took them hours doing all sorts of crazy tests. And they're like, we can't give you an ice bath. Probably shock you because you're so hot, yada, 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 you know.
Holy shit.
So a doctor came in. I found this all out later, of course. I didn't know what the fuck was going on when I was doing it. A doctor came in for his shift,
Okay.
right? He's like, let's give him room temperature IV fluid. Like it was like, you want a glass of water? I mean, apparently that's how they acted. Like he acted. He's like, I don't know why you guys didn't think of that.
Just give him some water.
Well,
Room temp, right.
yeah, IV fluid. They stuck an IV. Well, I had an IV into me,
Right.
But they really started pumping it into me, and it was 13 bags of room temperature IV fluid.
Whoa.
And I remember my left arm and shoulder and kind of my side being completely numb. It was so cold. And then I stayed overnight. You know, da.
Right.
And
Fever broke,
but they kept me overnight. And then I've had, not lately, but for years after that, I had some physical side effects.
Sure.
But one of them was I was sterile.
Right.
And the doctor at the time was like, well, no shit, dude. I mean, you were in the oven for how long?
Right. Yeah.
You know? And years after that, every once in a while, I would just get tested.
Sure.
Because I'm like, man, I like kids.
Right.
You know?
Hello.
And then I finally had to come to the realization I'm not going to have kids. I'm not going to have kids. So Val and I got together and, you know, get married and all that. She's, you know, of course, she knew the story. And she's like, why don't you get tested? I'm like, all right.
For
but
what?
It was, what, another disappointment?
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, all right. Get the test back. And, you know,
Like, you're good.
positive or
You're
whatever.
good to go, right.
You know, it just because I just got a letter in the mail or whatever.
Right.
You know, I didn't.
Right.
So my next physical, go back, see the doctor. And I asked him. And he goes, when you break it down, bring it right down to the root level. Mm-hmm. What are you on this earth to do?
Procreate.
That's it. He goes, that's all you are built to do.
That's right.
Make a baby, protect it till it's old enough to protect itself,
That's
and
right.
make another baby. Repeat until you fucking die.
Wash, rinse, repeat. Yep.
He goes, that's what you're on this earth for.
Wow.
And he goes, now, because of the shape you're in, he goes, this is what I'm going to credit it to. You keep yourself healthy enough
That's right.
that now your body's like, well, we don't have to fight off obesity, diabetes. We don't have to fight any of this off. Well, let's concentrate on doing what we're supposed to do. And apparently that's what happened.
That's beautiful, man.
Now I got a kid on the way.
You got a kid on the way.
So
It works.
it worked. It was fun doing it, though. I'll tell you
Hello.
that. So Val goes toward the end of her first trimester and gets that picture,
That's beautiful.
right? And I'm sitting in the seat doing some work, and she texts me that picture.
Wow.
And she goes, the doctor said, everything's healthy. We can tell the world my heart is full. Dude, cried like a baby.
Yes, sir.
Cried like a baby.
That's right.
I just sat here and just,
Yeah, man.
it was something.
You know, like you said, those moments that just kind of take your breath away, and you know, you start to realize just how small we all really are.
my
in the
God,
big scheme
yeah,
of things. Like,
There's a meme that flies around my social media and it's on my website and stuff because I love it. It says, you're a ghost meat-covered skeleton driven by a ghost on a spinning rock flying through the universe. Dude, you ain't shit.
Exactly.
And you're worried about your fucking BMW going down the road.
Come on, man.
Stop, bro.
Please.
Yep.
Let me tell you, my Beamer getting stolen was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
I was going to say, I like your Jeep better, dude.
Really?
I do. I'm not a Beamer fan. I'm so prejudiced against BMWs. Every time I see one, I go right to them being a fucked up driver. They're like, because like I drive a big work truck, right?
Right.
And they'll pull in front of me, and like when it's merging, and they're supposed to merge with me, not me merging with them.
Right.
And they like cut in front of me and act like I'm the fucking villain. And it always seems to be a BMW, bro. I ain't saying.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for
that's all my judgment, dude.
for all the BMW owners out there who don't know how to drive. I apologize.
And me talking shit about you. It's all
Listen,
good.
I drove the shit out of that car.
Oh yeah.
Because you can. That they perform. I mean, they really do.
Well, what's their
perform.
tagline?
The ultimate driving experience.
That's
and
it.
that shit is no joke.
Yeah.
I drove the shit out of that car.
That's awesome.
And that's what I enjoyed about it. I was like,
They got stolen? How from here?
From this place, The Manor in West Orange. Yes, The Manor in West Orange. Fuck you.
So wait a minute. I'm going to speculate.
Halloween.
Last year? 2 years ago?
Yeah, Halloween about 2 years. Halloween 2 years ago.
So I'm going to speculate. Is it the classic fucking valet parking, gave the key away bullshit, all that? Because how else are they going to fucking steal your car, dude?
I think we were targeted. I think it was some kind of
It was a nice fucking ride.
It was a beautiful
Dude, it was a
ride.
nice ride.
That X6 and that maroon, and it was just clean. And
Yeah, I was going to say, you kept it. And you keep your shit.
I keep my shit right, man. Come
Yeah.
on. My mother always told me, it's like, you don't have to have, great shit, but if you get good shit and you take care of it, it'll
Listen.
last you.
Man, my Beast out there, it's got 250,000 miles on it.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm the same way, man. You take care of
just
your
take
shit.
care of your shit.
That's it.
That's all.
But you think it was a target? You were targeted and it
Yeah,
had.
I think so. Because we pulled in, right, to the Manor for this Halloween party, right?
Were you dressed up?
Yeah. So I'm dressed up.
Oh, not in a
ladies dressed
costume,
up.
like, just
no,
dressed
I
up
was
like-
like I had on like the suit with the funky
James
green,
Bond
some
and,
James Bond shit, and had this funky mask with a big nose hanging off it. Some old, it was cool, And so we pull up, we get out the car. The car's running. There's a car in front of me and another truck off to the right. And the kid comes over. I was like, how do you guys do this? He was like, oh, you could just tip us at the end. I was like, all right, cool, my man. You got it? He was like, yep, I got you. I was
Yeah,
like,
he got you, all
I
right.
said, it's running. He was like, okay, no problem. I got you. I was like, all right, cool. He gives me the ticket. We go inside. We're inside 5 minutes. Just ordered a drink. We out dancing a little bit. Yeah. Would the owner of a red or orange BMW please come to the DJ booth? I'm like, babe, I'm gonna go see what's happening. I go to DJ booth. I was like, yeah, hey man, what's up? I got a maroon X6 was going on. I was like, did somebody hit my car? That's what I'm thinking. He's could you come with me? I was like, you can't even tell me right here?
Oh man, that's not good news.
I was like, this is not good. We walk a little bit further out away from everybody. He says, sir, it seems someone stole your car. I said, excuse you? I said, I got a ticket. You owe me a fucking BMW, man.
Yeah.
What you mean somebody stole my car? I go outside talking to the kid. Apparently, the kid walked away from the car. One of his buddies asked him something. He walks away from the car. Doors open. Car's running. The car that was behind us, I think, was the
Targeting.
the targeting vehicle. So I guess whoever was in that car hopped out. Hops in mine. The windows were tinted. The kid's standing on the other side of the car, on the passenger side of the car. He said, all of a sudden, your car started backing up. And he's trying to look in to see, but he couldn't see because the windows were tinted. And the car takes off, almost hits somebody, drives over this little kind of rock formation because it had a fountain and there was like rocks around it and grass, kind of bumps over that and takes off. Once he gets up to the exit, you bang a right. you're on, what is that street? Like Pompton Parkway or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So,
the manor. Yeah,
so
yeah.
once you hit 280, which is like a quarter
you're
mile
gone,
away,
dude.
it's over.
You're gone. Yeah.
It's over. And that car,
Yeah.
I used to get on that road and like get in it, and you blink your eyes and you're going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're in
Damn,
Newark.
dude.
You're in Newark in 3 minutes.
So you don't think they slipped that valet couple Benjamins to set it up like that?
Man, I don't
My
know.
mind. See, I've been part of a bunch of that, and I know that kind of underworld
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That just screams.
Yeah, it does. It stunk to high heaven.
Yeah,
It just
hey,
stunk.
hey, boy, here's $20. Text me this,
Right.
and then if I actually get the car, here's a couple fucking $100.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. But it was horrible, man. It was, and then
not
they did-
camera and all that. They had
no cameras outside.
that's strange.
I was like, But the thing was also, it was a new valet company. So I was thinking, well, maybe it's somebody from the old valet company who was pissed off. And
maybe,
there's all
maybe,
kinds.
yeah,
You know,
of
you
course,
start,
yeah.
you start speculating and all kinds of crap.
I was gonna say we could spend the next 2 hours speculating just on that.
spinning my wheels, And then the detective was like, I was like, so dude, what do you think? Are you guys gonna find my car? And the detective was
"Nope."
like, your car is probably on a crate going somewhere overseas by now.
Oh yeah, that shit went right straight to the dock.
That's exactly. That was not the case. That was not the case.
End up in a chop shop?
The insurance company says, listen, we keep this thing open. We give them a month to find your car. A month and 2 days later, I had already gotten this car. Because I was like, it's done.
Yeah.
A month and 2 days later, I get a phone call. Hey, we found your car. Say what? It's at some lot, where they send them. I was like, okay, well, what do I need to go? He was like, you need this. I get the paperwork. I go down there to see my car. I felt like I was going to identify a body because that's what it looked like.
It was all beat up.
Dude,
Somebody joyriding in it and shit.
there was shit everywhere. I mean, like everywhere. Blunt wrappers, this, that, all kind of shit, tools, this, that. Everything electronic that was in the dashboard was out. Everything that was in the trunk that could possibly be electronic was out. The whole left side of the car was just tore up. I mean, it was.
The rims and tires gone.
I
and all that.
no, actually, because I had just put new tires on the damn car, so that was the only thing that they left.
Wow, that's strange too. Usually they snag that stuff.
Exactly, but I think they were using that car to drive around to get other cars because
Yeah,
there
of
was like
course.
tools and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
in
all
it.
they got to do is throw another plate on it.
And that's it. Nobody's looking. Exactly. So,
Especially around here, dude. A BMW like that, nobody's gonna
please,
second look
nobody's
at that.
looking twice.
No.
So-
Damn, dude. Did you get paid on it?
No, because I was underwater. So thank God for Gap insurance.
Whoop whoop.
So I
You're
walked away
upside-
clean.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were upside down on
I
it.
was upside down on it. Yeah. So
Nice.
I walked away clean.
And I got a little Jeep.
Got my little Jeep, and I love that car.
That's a good looking ride, dude.
Dude, it's a good looking ride. She's got V6 in there. She got some get up and go.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
man.
all you need, dude. You don't need any.
You really don't.
Come on, man. Where you going?
Thank you. Exactly. if I want to get crazy, that's why I hop on the motorcycle.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
What?
Yikes.
Ooh, I pulled a nice wheelie the other day on the block over
outta
here.
here.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I just kind of gas it in first gear.
Just pop it up a little?
Yeah, just get her up and put it down because I'm just like I don't need to go down at this point in my life.
Yeah, see, the last bike I had, there was no riding wheelies.
Yeah, no, with the 18-inch ape hangers, no, I don't think so.
230 back tire,
No, oof,
18-inch apes,
damn.
1900 V twin.
No,
Yeah, you don't put
yeah,
that
you
up in the
don't
air,
put
dude.
that up in the air. No.
You just look good going straight.
Oh, please. I watch all these videos sometimes on YouTube. These guys wheeling in their Harleys at like 12 o'clock, hand on the ground.
Oh, yeah, the big baggers and stuff. I see that all
crazy.
the time. Yeah.
That's
Nah,
nuts.
I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll watch a YouTube video of you doing it.
Exactly.
Good for you.
I'll watch you go down on the highway at 80 miles an hour. Yeah, knock yourself out.
Since we're talking bikes, dude, you watch Sons of Anarchy?
I never got into that show.
Dude, you'll look at it.
I should watch
You're
it.
going to look at it different now you got a bike.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Because it's a lifestyle, dude.
Oh, totally.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I don't have a bike now, but
Mm-hmm.
it's in my blood. And it's funny, you sat down, first thing you saw was my sticker.
One down, four up, baby.
Yeah, but that's why that had a 5 on it.
What happened?
I scratched it off because my bike only
At
had
4.
5 gears total.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they didn't have 6.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Shit, man. Damn, I about killed myself in it with 5. I don't know what the hell would happen if I had 6 gears in the damn thing. Whew.
Yeah, it's nutty. It's super nutty. You know, I was getting on the highway just last night, and my buddy was like, "You go ahead, you know, because I don't have he doesn't have a left mirror, you know, a left rear view mirror on his left side." So he was like, "You go ahead," and I kind of peek. And I saw a little gap, and we have the little Cena thing so we could talk to each other.
Oh.
And I was like, "Dude, let's go!" And I just banged it, and you take off, and next thing you know, you look down, and you're going 100 miles an hour, and you're in third, and you're just like, "Rah!" and just screaming down the highway.
Well, people are like, what do you need that big a bike for? What do you need to go that fast? And I tell them, one, if you've never ridden before, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're traveling down the road at 70 miles an hour and you need to get the fuck out of a situation,
Hello.
I don't want to change gears. I don't have to worry about nothing. All I got to do is twist the throttle.
That's it.
And I'm gone.
Twisting my wrist.
Yep.
And I'm out.
Yep. That's why I like a big bike.
Yep.
You know? And plus, it just sounds good. Come on, man.
Come on.
When it gets right down to it, dude, you gotta look good, dude. You gotta look good.
You got to. Come
of
on.
course.
Man, please. I tell people
My-
that all the time. I'm like, listen, if I see something going down, you're going to hit your brake. I'm going to jump on the gas, and I'm going to
out.
be gone.
Yeah. Well, I told guys when I was building my bike, I wanted to have a sticker made that said, so many hours, or so many dollars, so many hours, and so many beers to build. You know, because every time my buddies would come over, we'd
That's
We'd
it.
wrench for half an hour and drink beer for 4 hours.
That's it.
You know, because that's what it's
it.
about.
Please.
But a guy goes, "What are you building this for?" I go, "I want guys to say, what the fuck?" I wanted to scare children and make women wet.
Yeah,
I
there
go,
you go.
That's what, and that's what I
That's it.
achieved. Because every
That's
time
it.
I pulled in, most guys were like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how you doing?"
How you doing? What's up?
And women are like, "Hey,"
Hi.
and kids are
You,
like,
you ride that? It's like, yeah, I got something for you to ride too, girl.
"Got you, baby."
I got you.
Man, so I got to ask you, bro.
Hit me.
You voiceover?
Yeah. Ain't
Get
that
outta
crazy?
here.
Crazy.
I didn't know that.
Crazy. Yeah, that's how I like make a living in front of a freaking microphone. Who knew? Yeah, I was an actor first. Actually, I started out in the film business because my mother was a producer. My mom was
Were you out in L.A. at this time?
no, New York.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, my mother came to the States from Venezuela, and one of 14. And she came to the States because her sister had a boyfriend who came here. My aunt was like, "I want to follow him." And she's like, "I don't know how to get to the States." So my mother was like, "You don't know how to get to the States." So my mother goes to the Venezuelan consulate and says, "I want to go to the States." They're like, "Fill out this paperwork." She fills out the paperwork, comes back, then gets stamped, blah, 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 blah. They're like, "Here's your papers. See ya." So
Damn.
she was like,
I guess I'm going to the
she was
States.
like, "I'm out." She comes to the States. She was a real good stenographer. She gets a job at the William Morris Agency working for like this big guy. My mom's is 5'10", gorgeous, statuesque Venezuelan woman and shit. So he starts like, taking her around. He takes her to this film set. And she was just like, "I want to do this." So one thing leads to another. She joins this union, Local 161. Production coordinators, assistant POCs, script supervisors. She works her way up, becomes the president of the union, starts
Damn.
production coordinating, production managing, basically associate producing. And so like my first job was on this movie called Still of the Night with Roy Scheider and Meryl Streep.
Still of the Night. What year was that?
Oh, geez, I was a kid. I was a baby, like 16. So you figured it was a bunch of years ago. A few moons ago. So
No, you're just a PA or something?
I'm just a PA on this job.
Nice.
So I'm working on this movie, and I remember people always saying to me, "Oh, you ain't got to do nothing. You're Grace's kid." I was like, "No, I have to work twice as hard."
Yeah, of course.
So, but at one point, somebody was like, "Dude, come check this out. Yeah, sit right here." So I sit down, and I'm just kind of watching everything happen. And all of a sudden, Roy Scheider comes out. Meryl Streep comes out. and they sit down, maybe like where that dresser kind of where that thing is. So I'm literally that close, maybe 5 feet away from these people. And I turn around and I'm like, oh shit. The camera was literally right behind me, like right above my head. And they were like, that's Grace's kid. Let him sit. Let him watch.
Yeah.
Man, talk about an indoctrination. Talk about just like, wow.
You're thrown right in the fire, dude.
Right in the fire. And I was hooked. After that, I was hooked.
I want to do that.
Totally. What? So, you know, one thing leads to another. I start working. I start trying to make my own projects and this and that. And I was working with this woman at the William Morris Agency. And they sent me out on a voiceover audition for at Sony. Babyface for the cool in you. I think that's still on my damn reel.
Was that the line?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Babyface for the
Babyface's new album. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to hear it. Some crazy stupid. You know, so I do this thing. I end up getting, I get this job. I do this
and
thing.
you thought you were the coolest
I thought I was
motherfucker in
the
the world?
coolest cat in the world. And the woman who was the producer on the job, Yvette Gorman, she says to me, wow, you're good at this. You know, the William Morris voiceover department sucks. I was like, well, I don't know who to call. She gave me 2 names, this dude, Alan Duncan, and somebody else over at Buchwald. I sit down, I talk to this cat, Alan Duncan, at SEM&M, Schiffman, Ekman, Morrison, and Marks. We sit down, we talk 10, 15 minutes. I read some copy. He sent me on 4 auditions. I booked 3 of them. I've been doing it ever since.
No shit.
That was in 93.
Damn, I graduated high school in 93.
I've been doing this shit that long. Ain't that crazy?
So you never got like in acting or anything like that? It just went straight to voiceover because of the timeline there?
No, actually, I mean, I was in some movies and stuff. I was in Philadelphia with Denzel and Tom Hanks.
That was a killer movie, man.
I tried to pick up Denzel in the pharmacy. Real kind of pivotal scene. Yeah, they had me, that was crazy too because my mother started working with Jonathan Demme a lot. And I remember she, the scripts and stuff would come home and I was like, can I read it? And so I'd read the scripts. And I read that Philadelphia script and I was like, yo, this is crazy.
That was crazy.
So
talk about timing too. Like fucking put that out. Right?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So I wrote Jonathan a letter. I was like, hey, Mr. Demme, this is Andre Blake, Grace's son. I love your script. I want to be a part of your film family. Please consider me for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever you see fit. All the best, sincerely, Andre Blake.
And here's a headshot.
Do you know what I mean? Hey, man, closed mouth, don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask for what you want.
I hear you, bro.
So I asked, and don't you know, I'm sitting home one day, my phone rings. Hi, Andre, I have Jonathan on the other line for you. I'm like, Jonathan who? I'm like, Jonathan Demme. I'm like, oh, okay, hey.
No, you didn't do like, this ain't my boy Brian played a prank on me, is it?
Some crazy shit.
Right.
So he hits me up and he was just like, hey, you read the script? I was like, yeah. He was like, you want to come to Pittsburgh? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went and did the scene and the rest, as they say, is history. After that, I did Stepmom with Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon. I did this other thing called Just a Ticket with Andy Garcia and Andy McDowell and, and TV shows and Law and Orders and all of that other stuff. And then the voiceover thing started and never looked back.
So all these acting gigs, they're relatively smaller parts, right? They're never bigger.
I was up for this role on SVU, Special Victims Unit. Mm-hmm. I jumped through hoops for 2.5 months. And at the end of it, I was living uptown on 141 in Convent, and my manager, Vincent, calls me up, and he's like, you sitting down? I was like, should I be? He's like, yeah. He said, the network wanted a name, Dick Wolf wanted you. Dick went to LA to fight for you. It didn't happen. They're going with Ice-T.
Get the fuck out of here.
I bullshit you not.
Holy shit.
My life would have been very different.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you and I'd be sitting right here.
It'd be a little different. I doubt it'd be a little different.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think probably me not getting that job was probably the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You know?
a lot of things happen that way too.
Yeah, you know, it's like, do I have the kids that I have? If that happens, like,
And plus, that world is so. I don't even have the words that.
yeah, exactly.
Yucky.
Yeah, because the thing is, you know, people talk about, oh wow, their life must be great. And, I'm
Nah.
like, nah, bro. Like you can't walk down the street. People are in your ass all the time,
Yep. See,
and that's not living.
no. See, I always thought like super famous, like Brad Pitt.
You can have it.
You can have it, 100%, 100%. You can
Have
take
that
it.
shit.
I always thought that being famous in like some kind of circle would be cool, but I could live here and go to ShopRite
Yep.
and nobody bothers me,
Yep.
right? But if I go,
Weatherman famous.
what's that?
Weatherman famous.
Yeah. So,
It's like, oh, there's so and so, and they leave you alone.
but or I could go to that where there's like a convention or something, and everybody just swarms you, and you're just fucking super famous within that circle.
Right.
But after the weekend or after the week-long thing,
You
you
go
come
home and
home
you're
and you're
good.
cool, and we're all hanging out like this. That would be kind of cool, right? But to be going in back doors all the time, like, do you see that Michael Jordan deal?
I couldn't. He found.
There's no fucking way, dude.
No.
No way.
No. Well,
No.
your quiet time is when you're alone in your hotel room and you're like, oh, thank you, God. And the minute you step out that door, it's on all the
Dude.
time.
I tell you, I'm claustrophobic, right?
Bruh.
Like I can get in a crowded elevator, I can pile in a car, you know, I can do those kind of things. But there's certain things that make me claustrophobic. And watching this motherfucker, and he's got the grace that I would never have. He comes out of the locker room or whatever room, and like he squeezes around this locker because there's so many people, and then he backs into another locker, and everybody crowds around him. I'm like,
I
no
couldn't
way,
do
dude.
it.
I'd pull a Hulk on everybody. I'd
couldn't
just
do
start
it.
swinging and get the fuck out of me.
Just knocking people out.
Dude,
Of course.
That I've always had respect for that dude.
Yeah. That was next level.
Watching that, and then watching him, the way he handled shit, and you could tell that's him, bro. What
Yep.
the show, like his, when they were filming him, like today, you know, I don't know how long
Right.
it was filmed, but like currently, you know,
Right.
where he is now, you could tell that's him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could tell he's not acting. He's like, yeah, it's cool. That guy was a fucking asshole. I like that dude. You know, he was straight up with everything.
Straight up. And that's what.
That was
And
so-
that's why you got to respect it. You got to
And he work
respect
hard,
it.
the hard work, dude.
Hardest working dude on the team.
You can't take that
But
away
see,
from him.
like what you were talking about though, like that's why I like the VO world, because in the confines of the VO world, which is a small community, people are like, oh yeah, I know Dre. Oh, what's up, man? You know, and it's cool, but it's like it gives you anonymity. I'm like, I was the voice of the BET network for 8-9 years. Coming up next on BET, The Real Husbands of Hollywood, all that crap.
Oh, really?
all
just
this
ripping
show,
all those,
just-
all that. What do they call that? Copy
Promos,
Copy.
promo copy and all that stuff. And, you know,
Oh, dude, you got to do
books on
the
tape and all of that stuff and all of it.
you
all
got
of
to
it.
do you got to do the classic next on the main stage.
I was
Foxy, next stage on the main stage.
Foxy Brown. You know.
And gentlemen, get ready. Coming up, Dirty 30. Dirty 30 coming up. Gentlemen, Dirty
It
30.
was crazy, man. It was crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's what friends told me it sounded like.
And then, but the thing is, like, you get these other odd jobs. Like, I remember I got this job at this big convention, this convention hall. They were like, we need you to be the voice of God. I was like, what do you mean voice of God? What are you talking about? And you like make announcements in this big convention center. There's a, whatever it was, some kind of, there'd be different things going on in the room at the convention. And they'd be like, so-and-so is going on over here. Now you might want to make your way over there. Thank you for coming in. This has been presented to you by Amex. And so like you're doing these
All that
commercials
kind
and
of
all
thing.
this crap
Now, were you on-
over the whole thing. It
Were
was
you on
crazy.
site at that point?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
you'd be
go
on
and,
site
like, oh,
up in
okay.
this room, up in the corners. You're like overlooking the whole floor.
Dude.
And it was crazy. It was, some of the experiences have just been like, how did I get here? Like,
Isn't
what
that cool
is-
though?
It's really cool.
Your job or something that you love to do, and taking this little project of mine, it takes me to places I would have never gone.
Never thought.
and introduced to people I would have never known. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, man.
You know, and that pays. It doesn't fuck, dude. There's no price on that.
Exactly. It's priceless. It truly is.
Yeah.
You know, there have been times when, you know, I catch myself. I have friends who started an ADR group, additional dialogue recording. It's like when you watch a movie, they record everything and it's quiet, and then you have to have people come in and layer all the stuff in the background, voices and all that stuff. And these girls who I know started this company, Harriet Rosen Casting. And some of the jobs that we've worked on, I was like, wow, this is cool. So it's like my voice is in this movie and I get residuals. Oh, yeah.
What do they call that? Mailbox money?
Yes, sir. A little mailbox money never hurt nobody. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool, you know, because like you get to go in there and have fun and just wild out, you know. Sure.
So do you do voices though?
You know, it's funny.
Or just the smooth? Tonight on Smooth Jazz. For your ride home on the 405.
For your ride home on the 405. And it's funny because I tried to do some radio at one point out in LA. I went to this little school and this radio station. I was like, it's too much damn work, man. Let me just get the copy and do what I got to do and get out of here.
You do it at your own pace, right?
Do my own thing and get in and get out.
Speaking of high school, this is how long ago I was thinking about doing shit like this.
Oh, wow.
I was like, you know, it would be fun. There was a local radio show.
Mm-hmm.
They needed an overnight DJ. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that'd be cool because I'd like doing this kind of thing, right?
Right.
And my buddy I was working with at the time, he's like, and he talked me out of it, which I'm glad he did.
Why?
He didn't talk me out of it, but he made a really good point.
Okay.
He goes, you can sit down and talk with anybody. You just have that. Everybody's super comfortable around you.
Totally.
As soon as you sit down, they're telling you shit that they're like, I haven't talked about that in years. And you're like, I just met you 4 minutes ago.
Right,
you
right.
know? He goes, that's why you're such a good bartender. Because at the time I was bartending.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
He goes, an overnight DJ, it's a one-sided conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
And I went, bing, that's right. You and I are sitting here. I say something, you say something, we go back and forth.
Right.
Now, if I'm on at night and DJ, I'm staring at a bunch of dials going, so tonight at 7:05, we're going to have, whatever.
It's the worst, and that's why I couldn't do it.
That's why, I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I go home, and I didn't have any kind of setup or anything, right?
Sure.
But I sat at like a corner in my room, and I had the TV, and I had this old double cassette player, because I'd like to make mixtapes. Come on, man, come on.
Not the pause tape. Come on, man.
or you're listening to the radio just with your finger on the record button.
Yes, sir. That's
come on.
right. Then you get mad when the DJ starts talking. You're like, come on,
shut the fuck up, and it's starting to play behind them. You're like, this is the best thing,
It's nuts.
But I set it up like that, and I just put like a soda bottle, it was a 1 liter thing of Mountain Dew, and I just started talking. And then what I did was I grabbed a book and tried to just read from the book, and just sit here like I'm sitting here across from you.
Right.
And after a few minutes, I was like, this ain't gonna. I feed off your energy, man.
Of course.
Right?
Totally.
So that's why I never ended up doing that. But this kind of format and stuff has
great.
been in my bouncing around in me for a long time.
Right up in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's it, right? But
for sure. Yeah, crazy. This life, it's nuts.
Right? You never know.
Talk about never know.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that? How'd you?
Yeah, that.
I didn't even know you were sick for.
Yeah, well, it was crazy because yes, folks are going to talk about cancer,
The big C.
The big C. It was funny because, I went to the doctor, and you go for your yearly checkup. I was like,
every year I
go to my yearly checkup.
Yeah.
I go to the doctor and get the blood work and this and that. And I go sit down with him. He's like, your PSA is a little elevated, Andre. I said, what do you mean? What's the range? He said 0 to 4. I said, okay. I said, what's my number? He says 4.2. was like, man, you busting my ass over 0.2? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I said, give me a couple weeks. I'll get that number down. No problem. Stop eating as much red meat and steaks and all that shit, all that shit. Because actually, and it's funny, like when I think about it, I had signs. I had earlier signs. I was having a ankle issue, and I went to get my ankle looked at, and the surgeon, Andrew Rose, damn, I forget his last name.
What was it, just sore?
Yeah, it was like always sore, and it was bothering me, and it was like, and like I'd go to like play ball, and like afterwards I couldn't walk and shit. I was like, what is going on? So I go to this doctor, and he's like, you have bone spurs that were threatening to cut my Achilles.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, so we need to fix that, right? He was like, yeah. So he goes in to fix that. He's shaving off the bone and whatnot, and he's combing through my Achilles. We get done after the surgery and all that. He was like, listen, you might want to go and get some stuff checked because we found some gouty tissue in your Achilles. I was like, what do you mean gouty tissue? He's like, it's like these little crystals, and we kind of cleaned it out as best we could, and this and that. I was like, all right. So I go to my doctor, afterwards, and he was like, hey, you have gout. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like, well, that's your body. You're producing too much uric acid, and sometimes it affects people differently in toes and this and that, but you happen to have it in your ankle. I'm like, okay.
I know people with gout forever.
Forever. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it hurts once in a while, right? Well, I guess I bet you there's different levels of it.
Yeah, because apparently if a buddy of mine just called me, he was like, yeah, man, I got it in my toe. I was like, really? He was like, dude, I couldn't walk. Like I tried to put my foot down. My foot was on fire, all kinds of madness. But I think that kind of diagnosis kind of helped me to understand that I got to take better care of myself.
Yeah, sure.
So I started going to the doctor more regularly, trying to, work out a little bit more, a little less red wine, less red meat, and because, when you're doing VO stuff and you're making money hand over fist, I was eating like a king.
Oh, of course.
It's like, shit, why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, I digress. Anyway, so, he's like 4.2, I'll bring it down. I go away for about a month and a half. I come back, we do more tests. I said, what's my number? I'm like, I beat that shit.
Got
What's
this.
my number, man?
5.2.
Come on. He says 4.17. He's like, that's no change. You need to get a biopsy. I was like, well, what? He's like, we need to get a biopsy.
No shit.
Bro, I make jokes about it, but this is real. After that biopsy, on my best day, I'm a bisexual. Because I was violated. They violate you. Like, you get violated. Like 14 needles. The first one is this long, big gauge needle. The woman, she hit me up. Bah, I was like, whew, okay, we're good, right? She was
now,
like,
where did she stick it?
in your ass. Right. So I was just like, we're good, right? She was like,
man, we're just getting started.
She was like, that's just the antibiotic. I was like, no. So then she's like, okay, breathe, relax, open your mouth. I was like, open my mouth? She was like, if you open your mouth, you can't flex your sphincter.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
I know, it's like,
I wonder how many people are in their car right now going,
it's like, so I was like, really? She was like, yeah. So they insert this thing, they, she checks the camera or whatever. And so then the doctor comes in, and there's just like this gun thing with this long needle on the end. So the part of the piece that's inside you that has the like a sonar thing on the end of it, so that they can see, because they got to get all the quadrants of your prostate. I had prostate cancer.
I was going to say, I figured you were going to get to that point, but
Yeah,
that's
it was
where
prostate,
it was
yeah.
prostate. Okay.
So they have to get all the, each section of your prostate. Man, I think at number 5, I was like, yo, doc, my man.
You got a bottle of red wine?
You gonna like rub the back of my head or something? Like you gonna talk sweet to me? Like what's up? You just gonna be playing around back there all day? Like what are we doing, man? You know. He was like, you're about halfway there.
Damn, dude. And this was just a test and stuff,
This
right?
was just a biopsy.
Oh,
Apparently that's the worst part. And I have to agree that's the worst part. So once that's done, like I leave, I come back, and I sat down in this man's office, Dr. Williams, Asian doctor named Dr. John Williams.
man. I wonder if that's his name on the birth certificate.
Really? Really, bro? Was you adopted? Like, what's that? Anyway, so Dr. Williams sits
see a picture
across.
of your parents.
You know what I mean? Dr. Williams tells me, he's like, Mr. Blake, you have cancer. I didn't hear nothing for a half hour after that.
No, of course not.
I'm hearing this wah, 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 wah. And I just had this blank look on my face. And after about 10, 15 minutes, after about 5-10 minutes, he goes, are you okay? It's like,
Dude, you just told me you got cancer.
it's like, are you
The fuck you
kidding
think?
me?
Yeah.
I got a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, and you tell me I got cancer? Come on, man. Like, he's like, well, if you do have it, this was the one to get. So, then the whole process starts of, okay, well, how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah. What's the next step, right?
What's the next step? So, you talk to people and then I started talking to my father. I was like, yo, man, I got this thing, I got the cancer and this and that. He was like, man, I had that. I was like, you wouldn't gonna tell me? Like, you just gonna, you're just gonna walk past that, So he's like, yeah, man, I did the seeds. So they used to do these things where they do these radioactive seeds that they would implant in you, and the seeds would kill off the cancer, and that was that. Met a doctor who was like,
he kicked it?
yeah, he kicked it. Yeah.
Damn.
So, and my pop, he about to be 84. He's going to be
Still
84.
swinging, huh?
Dude. Playboy of the West Indies. Let me stop in case any of his girlfriends hear this. Anyway, so,
Hello.
oopsie daisies. Sorry, Dad. So I met this one physician who was like, no, we got to cut it out. I was like, no. Because one small nick
And you're done.
and I'm done. And that's my oldest friend.
Yeah. He's been through with me through everything.
Through everything. What? Hold on to him late at night. It's okay, buddy. We got this. So, I was like, nah, y'all ain't cutting me open. So I opted for the radiation treatment. 40, 45, 48 treatments.
Treatment? Holy shit.
Every day, 5 days a week until you're done. You're in there like 5-10 minutes. You go in and you lay down on the table. They put these little tattoos like on your hip and on your lower abdomen so that they can line up the laser right.
Yeah.
And you lay on this table and this big machine rotates around you. And it's zapping you. And at first I was like, this is going to be a piece of cake.
10 days in, you're...
Man, it takes it out of you. It just,
yeah, of course.
It just takes it out of you. So I was just like, okay. And then the depression comes, and then you're like, is my dick ever going to work again? And all of that,
Yeah.
And it takes a minute. But, once you get on the other side, it's like, okay.
So
And you beat it. I beat it.
you beat it? You're clean?
I beat it. I'm clean at the whistle.
Damn, congratulations, bro.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, that kind of gives you a new outlook and, that.
And how vulnerable you are. I don't know when this episode's going to come out, but November is prostate
Awareness
awareness.
Month or something like that, yeah.
And my uncle, who I'm named after because we have the same birthday, he
Oh, nice.
passed away a long time ago. He had prostate issues. It's not what he died from, but he had some prostate things going on there. So long before I've always read Men's Health. I don't read it much anymore, but for years every month.
Right.
and they had this little tiny, not even a quarter page thing in there about prostate and November being this, that, and they got into the no shave November.
Yeah.
And Men's Health didn't do it at that. Now Men's Health does it. But it was its own little thing. And I go, you know what? That's pretty cool. So right after, since I was 27.
So last year.
Yeah, last year. After Halloween, the only thing that sees a razor is right under here.
Yep.
Because that bothers me when.
Yeah.
But all this and this right here, I'll trim right above my
right above your lip,
upper
yeah.
lip, because then you got to eat, right?
You got hair in your mouth.
Yeah, that's no fun. But other than that,
Let it go.
I don't touch it until December 1st. And people ask, they're like, I was doing this long before it was,
Right. I'm gonna have to join you in that this year, man.
Just don't touch your face with a razor, bro.
Let it go.
And
yeah,
people-
down here. And
Yeah,
right
on the neck, I got to do it.
yeah,
I just,
you got to do
that
that.
just fucking bothers me, dude.
Crazy, yeah.
But when I met my wife, now wife, it was the end of November, and I had this big old fucking burly
So you're
beard,
looking like Grizzly Adams.
and I was like 60 pounds overweight,
Dude,
and I was on a fucking coke habit and fucking drinking, and
that's when y'all met?
she fucking loved me from the first day, bro.
Wow.
Right?
When you know, you know.
That's what she's like. I just saw something in you, man. This on the outside, fuck all that, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
but no,
Love that.
I got that from my dad, the motorcycle dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's what's up.
That's old school right there.
That's what's up. Wow.
But my dad's been. That's where I got the bug for riding
Okay.
from my dad. We would ride all the time. I've been riding motorcycles forever, snowmobiles, dirt bikes.
That's cool.
You name it, dude. I've crashed it, and
That's cool.
And if you ain't,
You name it, I've crashed it.
if you ain't riding like your hair's on fire, bro,
You ain't riding.
No.
You
gotta
ain't
ride
riding.
that
That's-
motherfucker.
I tell like my little nieces and cousins and whoever when like they're like, Uncle Dre, can we drive? Because they getting their licenses and all that stuff. And I get in the car and I was like, listen, you better drive it like you stole it, or you're gonna get the.
Yep.
That's it. Drive this shit like you stole it.
My mom taught me the best thing ever
What's that?
about a motorcycle. Well, motorcycle, car, you can go with anything. But she had it with because we were a big motorcycle family. She's like, as soon as you think you got control of that thing, get off it because it'll fucking kill you.
Yep.
You never have control of that thing.
Never.
And then check this out. I'm a little superstitious. Since I can remember riding motorcycles, as soon as I get on the road, I would put my foot flat on the ground and just touch the pavement a little bit, grind my sole just a little bit so I could feel it. And that's giving a little bit to the road gods so they don't take none of it from me,
Bruh.
right? I've been doing it forever.
I like that.
Forever. So as
Yeah.
soon as you get on the bike,
Yeah.
you get
Give
up
them
to
a little
speed.
piece, yeah.
Give her a little piece, man. Here you go, man.
That's my,
I love you, baby.
That's it. You got to pay the piper. That's it.
The day that Val and I crashed in California,
You didn't do it.
didn't do it. Wow. I was upset. I was kind of fucking out of my head, and I just wasn't thinking. And
Yeah.
And I didn't do it.
Yeah, no, you got to have
And the
respect.
road queen said, "Fuck you,
Okay,
bro.
really? That's how you want to
That's
do?
cool. You ain't gonna give me a little. I'll take a lot."
I'll take a lot.
Yeah. So I've been
Pound of flesh.
superstitious with that forever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
man.
You drag your foot. Just touch it a little bit.
Just give him a little taste.
A little bit. Here you go.
That's
Put
it.
your toe in there. So what projects you working on? Oh, wait a minute. I got to circle back around for a second. Here.
What's that?
What's this Fishburne thing here? How'd you know that dude? You work with him?
My mother was the executive producer on Spike Lee's second film, School Days,
That was a little while ago.
back in the day. And I'd met Fish years ago. I mean, the circles, the acting circles and stuff, especially for young black actors at that time, was small.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, but, he's Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, Apocalypse Now and all of that shit. I mean, Cornbread Earl and Me. Like, I mean, it's Lawrence Fishburne.
He wasn't Neo at that point.
No, not at that point. But when I was in New York, when I started with the VO thing, there was a young lady, actress, Gina Torres. And I knew Gina and I dated for a moment, and she ended up becoming Lawrence's wife.
No shit. Still to this day?
No, they're divorced now.
Oh, okay.
She's moved on, but she's had an amazing career in her own right. Cleopatra 25, Suits, and all of this stuff, all these shows.
She's the lady in Suits?
That tall, fine Latin lady.
Wait a minute. Jessica in Suits? No.
Is it Jessica? Was that the character name?
No, she's not. She's which one in Suits?
Look her up. Gina Torres. Mm-hmm. Oh, your guess will know. She's gorgeous. She's an amazing woman. Amazing actress.
Because I'm thinking she's African American lady, tall, just big lips, fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
just,
that's her. Yep.
Get the fuck out of here. You dated that woman?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Hats off to you, bro.
Thank you, my friend. I was.
I know you're a good-looking guy and all, but damn, bro.
I got lucky.
Nah, you know the definition of luck.
When preparation meets
opportunity. Man, you were ready in the opportunity.
I was ready, and the opportunity showed up.
That's awesome.
That's
a good show, by the way. Suits.
Yeah, it is a good show.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and she's super talented and doing great things. And they got a beautiful daughter together, Delilah. And it didn't work out, but they're still friends. And Fish is a great dude. He's just a good dude. And
is he as cool as he is on film? Is he like that cool? Like, is he that
cooler?
I could see that.
Like, I remember they were in the city one day, and they hit me up. They were like, "What you doing?" I was like, "No, where y'all at?" They were like, "We're down here. Come meet us over at ABC Kitchen. We're gonna have lunch." I was like, "I bet."
Yeah.
So I go over to ABC Kitchen, and we're just sitting there having lunch, and I'm just like, and like you could see people kind of on the periphery, like, "Look, it's Lawrence Fishburne," But like they say, if you build a glass house, then people gonna throw stones.
Yeah, of course.
And he hasn't built a glass house, so we left, and we're just walking down the street, and I'm just like,
holy shit.
I'm like, bro, you don't need somebody like what you was like for what? You're like, come on, man. I get where I gotta go.
Old school.
Old school.
Old school.
Old school. That was like Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson too. Yeah. I remember being on a train. I worked production on Die Hard.
Which one?
The second one with Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis. And,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Yeah.
Come on now. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm telling you. So I work production on this movie. And
I like how you call him Sam Jackson.
Because he's Sam Jackson. People are like Samuel L. I'm like, that's Sam Jackson. But come on.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know who you were talking about.
I'm Sam Jackson. So I remember one time after that, in the city, I hop on the end. I go down the thing. I'm getting on the end of the yard train. I got to get where I got to go. And I see Samuel. I see Sam, and he's getting on the train. I was like, yo, man, what's up? He's like, Dre, what's up, man? I was like, man, I'm good. Just trying to get where I got to go. I was like, what are you doing on the train?
Yeah,
he's like, I got to get where I got to go too.
Oh, I could see him doing that too.
Come on, man. You think I got time for all that other bullshit and people coming at me and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. Let's go. We get on the train and we're having this conversation. And I think it was after Philadelphia.
Okay.
And was it? Yeah, it was after Philadelphia when we ran into each other. And I remember people standing there looking at me like, I know him too.
Right.
And I was just like, and doing
two good looking black guys.
Two good looking black dudes are actors on the train. Like, what the hell? And it was trippy.
They're
for
like
me.
looking for a film crew.
You
like,
know what I mean?
Scene?
Like, what's going on? But it was funny. But in that moment, I realized that like, wow, this fame thing could kind of be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I could see that.
I remember one time sitting down, another buddy of mine, his cat Chad Coleman, he was on Walking Dead, and he's been on a bunch of other shows and this and that. He's
not Rick's counterpart, is he?
No, he was the dude with the hammer and the little beanie, and like the first couple seasons, they eventually killed him off. And he's been on some Seth MacFarlane shows and all this other stuff. But Chad works all the time. Great dude, great actor. but I remember one time we met up in Union Square to have lunch. We couldn't eat.
So many people bothering you and shit.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
all that, dude.
I was looking at him at one point when we finally there was this one lady who came over and she was like up his ass. Oh, and I love you, and I this and this, and she like kept on and kept on and kept on, and it was like four of us. And she eventually leaves, and I was like, "Yo, bruh, all the time? It's like this all the time?" He's like, "Yeah, it gets old."
Yeah, that would have got old in about 40 seconds. Yeah, that's not worth
And
it.
at one point, I looked at her. I was like, "Miss, excuse me, but we're trying to have lunch. So if you get,
But
you
the
got
thing-
your stuff, bounce."
But the thing is, too, like actors, I imagine like that, they like have a passion for that, to do that, and they want to do that.
Yes.
So they have that to goes along with it.
It comes. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
totally speculating, and that's my opinion, right? Or that's what I would think, that they're not doing it just for the money. Sure, the money's good.
Yeah.
Right?
It's for the art. It's for the experience.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's it's for the art.
There have been times when, for me, on stage and on set, when you're working, when all the other stuff falls away, the cameras fall away, the people watching falls away, all of it just falls away, and it's just you and this other actor and this other person, and you're in this script, and you're doing this work, and something happens, and it becomes otherworldly.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, no, it's the same with like playing sports. You get on a field.
And you're in that zone.
That's it. You don't hear all that shit around you, and totally. I've been there too.
It all falls away.
I've never been on the acting thing. I've never done that. But like playing sports and stuff, you get in there,
sure.
dude. You don't pay attention. Nah.
Even
That's a great
sometimes
feeling.
when I was playing ball back in the day, you're out there on the court, and it's just like you and somebody else.
And next
all
thing you
that.
know, it's 45 minutes later, and you're like, "What the fuck just
Yep,
happened?"
exactly.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Exactly.
So cool.
So
Dude, I got to tell you though,
it's wild.
you see Hitman's Bodyguard,
Love that movie.
dude. One of the best fucking scenes
Love it.
is when Ryan Reynolds, which I love this dude. I'd love to meet this guy.
Me too.
He was in Men's Health. Oh, being motorcycles. He was in Men's Health, and I actually cut it out and put it back in the day. I had a vision board, one of my vision boards. And they had a picture of him on a motorcycle. And they had a quote from him. He says, "You know, the best thing about riding a motorcycle is when you're riding a motorcycle, the only thing you're thinking about is riding a motorcycle."
That's it.
And I was like, I used to say,
That's it.
out riding a bike, I would fix the world's problems.
Yep.
I'd come home, put the kickstand down, completely forgot everything I thought about.
That's right.
It's amazing, dude. It's
That's
meditation,
right.
right? But he was like sitting at a kiosk in this movie, and they're chasing Samuel L. Jackson around in the back. And he has this line where he goes, "This dude single-handedly ruined the phrase motherfucker." I about fell out of the couch, dude. I started laughing so hard. I'm like, because you know how you know that he made the line, right?
Of
So him
course.
saying that, oh God, it was so funny, dude.
It's classic.
Ryan Reynolds is a fucking funny dude, man.
Very funny dude.
Dude, he is super talented. Dude, him in Deadpool. I saw him way back in the day in Blade. And his line where he's like, "She's a special kind of vampire. her fangs are in her vagina." Dude.
It's done.
And he's just like standing there all straight faced looking at him. Like,
Done.
oh, he's a funny dude.
He was great in that. He was really. He's good in everything he does.
Yeah, I like
he's
him.
good in everything he does. You know, who knows what the future brings, man?
Man,
the
just-
future got in store. And just
Dude, all we got's right here, what we're doing.
that's it.
That's all I care about at the moment.
That's it. All
You
I got
know?
is my right nows. That's it.
Oh, right now is I like that.
That's it. Moment to moment.
Yep.
Moment to moment.
But we're gonna shut this thing down.
Yeah, man, because I got to go make dinner.
Damn, dude, what's for dinner?
I got a couple steaks up there and grill up some
Motherfucker,
I know.
motherfucker, talk about red meat.
I know, but I need my son. Need my steak.
My last checkup, doctor goes, "Well, your cholesterol's a little high from last time," and I'm like, "All right."
Okay.
And he goes, "You know what to do." He goes, "I don't have to tell you." He's like, "Just cut back on the fucking Ben and Jerry." He didn't swear, but he's like, "Cut back on the Ben and Jerry's." And I look at him, he's like, "Yeah, I got you." I was like, "You son of a bitch." And he says it's the corona.
Cherry
corona-
Garcia.
He said it's the corona cholesterol. He's calling it because with everybody being in lockdown,
Yeah.
they're eating at home, or they're eating at home on the grill, like red meats and doing all that,
Yeah.
or they're ordering out. So everybody's cholesterol is fucking going through the roof. And like 2 months before I went to the doctor, you know me, dude, I'm fucking working out all the time.
Right.
And for like 2 months before I went to the doctor, I didn't work out at all. So fucking, cholesterol.
Yeah, numbers go through the roof.
Dude, you get your heart racing working out, that'll clear it.
That's
helps
true.
keeps your, because if you're sitting there at a computer all day, your heart's not working very hard, right? And you're putting red meat and stuff in you. Well, if your blood's not pumping quick through there, it's not clearing it out,
Motion is lotion.
Oh, yeah, my buddy, my bro,
Come on,
dude.
man.
Motion is lotion.
Come on, I got you.
But I'm going to put you got a link, you got a website and all that shit?
You know what? I really don't.
You got word of mouth?
I'm a word of mouth dude, man,
Right.
and it's been
Facebook,
and
Instagram?
Facebook. I'm on there. Andre Blake Instagram, Dre B3,
I'll put all that
Dre
in the
Blake
show
3,
notes.
and so holla at your boy.
Yeah, it's a fucking good time, bro. I'm glad we finally got together.
I'm glad we did this, man. This was good.
Peace.
All right.
Had a great time with Andre, and I hope you did as well. I know this guy is definitely coming back. I want to recap this real fast because I know you got shit you want to do. LiveRishi.com. Use a code word table. Let them know I sent you. 50% off. Perfect time to jump on the CBD train. Check these guys out. Also, merch store is open, and super proud of it and blessed that I can use this platform to help a local organization, and that's Forever Healing Invisible Wounds. That's Geo and company. They're all combat vets, and they're looking out for the men, women, and families of the United States Armed Forces. And even if any help, these guys will help anybody. You need some help, call them up, man. Good people, great dude, and you want to hear his story, it's number 44.